Turbo Conquering Mega Eagle! Okay. So, this is my beautiful truck. I've had it a couple of years now. I can already hear you Americans from across the Atlantic saying, oh geez, that ain't no truck. I wouldn't even go out and buy my dog's pajamas in something that small. But you know, things are a little bit different over here. So this is what I have. Anyway, lovely truck, dead reliable. This has got you know, manual pump, 2.5 diesel, completely bulletproof, easy to work on. Here's one problem, because I got a big crew cab, because I have a little family. Let me show you. I'll show you what the problem is. Okay, so that's an 8-foot piece of timber. I can just about get 6 foot in the bed if it goes diagonally. The bed itself is 5 foot long, and then 6 foot goes in diagonally. If I've got any bags of sand or cement in there or anything like that in there, then you know, I have to find another way of roping that on. Let me show you what 16 foot looks like. Okay, so this is a 16-foot pole in the back of my truck. Woo! As you can probably tell, there's absolutely no way on earth you can drive a vehicle like this, is there? I sometimes get around it by double lashing it. So I'll lash it at the top and actually hang the back end out over the back of the truck. Like that, you know? And while that gets what I want from where I want it to where it has to go, I don't like it. No one else on the road likes it, and the police don't like it either. You know, so you know, I'm a law-abiding citizen, but it gets tricky to answer them sometimes when they find what axes, crossbows, and crowbars in the back of your car. So I've got to do something about this, haven't I? So very quickly, the design brief for this roof rack that I'm going to put on the truck. There's no gutter rail or mounting points on the cab to put a roof rack, so I've got to think of something there. I'm not going to drill the body, and it has to be able to split in half easily. So I want the roof rack to run from the tailgate to the front of the cab or top of the windscreen. And it's got a split in the middle because sometimes I get loaded up with forklifts if I'm getting firewood and stuff like that, or big machines or anything like that. But it's still got to be light. Okay, I think you just saw me capping off the ends of the longerons for the roof rack. 1x2 box, and I just capped the ends because I don't want this thing making a racket when I'm driving along. What you didn't see, and I'm very sorry, but I was in a rush to get paint on them, were the over the cab attachment points. But what I've done here is made up some, the plates at the bottom are about 3mm thick, 1/8 of an inch, just under 1/8 of an inch, and no paint on the bottom for very good reason. And then with a slightly chunkier, probably 5/16 or 5, no, it's not, I don't know, 4mm upright welded in the middle. These are just brush painted, so sorry about the mess there, but whatever. And the idea here is I'm going to stick these to the roof of the cab. Yeah. I'm sure you're thinking that sounds incredibly dodgy, but we're going to use Sikaflex. This incredible stuff, right? If anyone watches this and tries using silicone, it will end in disaster. Sikaflex I have tremendous respect for. This stuff is used to repair concrete, cedar fences, and you know, it holds in the windows in the lifeboats, as you know, the rescue boats, right? It's an extreme polyurethane gap filling adhesive, basically gap filling sealant adhesive. Amazing stuff. More than likely, unless you've got a very old car, your windscreen is held in by something similar. So with these pads with sufficient surface area, I have no doubt in my mind that this is going to do a very, very good job. I'm just going to do this first because I want these to dry before I finish welding up the roof rack, because I'm going to have to weld something to go between the roof rack to these points before I can paint the roof rack. So really this is my first job, getting these stuck onto the cab so it gives this stuff time to cure. As I was bonding those pads to the roof, I was thinking, like, this is an incredibly useful way of putting either the wrong roof rack on your car, or putting a roof rack on a car that never had provision for a roof rack in the first place. So I hope this is useful for someone, but I'll just go over the really important points with adhesives. This is a flexible adhesive. Although I've used very substantial pieces of metal for the pads, there's no guarantee that the roof itself isn't going to flex. I've made sure I put the pads over structural members in the roof, so the centre of the roof is completely unsupported in this vehicle. However, the rearmost pad is directly above the door pillar, and the forward pad is directly above the windscreen structure. The normal mode of failure for adhesive, like bar incorrect application, so if you put it on a dusty surface or something, that's your own fault, but where adhesives are weakest is in what's known as peel strength. So if you can imagine, oh no, let's back out a bit. Okay, peel strength, basically you got two things that you bonded together and you got one corner lifting, yeah, and it wouldn't just be in tension. For instance, in this roof, because the pad's quite thick, if you put a lot of pressure on the pad and the roof underneath the pad dished, then you'd be applying peel to the centre of the bond directly underneath the mounting point, and you wouldn't even know about it until it made its way outward, and then one would fail. So I've got plenty of fail safe here. I've got 4 points, and there's going to be on the forward section of the roof rack there'll be an additional mounting point at the rear that's going to be bolted. So I think this is a good way to do this. I've got every confidence in Sikaflex. Again, you can get unbranded polyurethane sealants, but this is a branded, well-known, well-respected polyurethane adhesive, sealant and filler. So not all polyurethane sealants are created equal. This costs twice as much as the cheap version, but I trust it. And so if you've used Tiger Seal in the past, and it's another polyurethane sealant with a good reputation, then do whatever you think, but this is the one I recommend, and follow the rules, I suppose. Nice and clean, and be aware of the possible modes of failure. That is all. I shall get back to work. Thank you very much. I'm really sorry. Right, this video feels like it's got a little bit disjointed. I'm really busy this week, and I've been grabbing 5 minutes like whenever I can, and most of it's been done at night. These are just bits of angle with some 3/8 plate welded to it, and I'm tapping that so this can stay on the vehicle permanently. I can put the load liner back in, and then I can bolt the rear section of the roof rack up to this, so I can remove the rear section easily, and the fasteners that are going into the truck body aren't going to be in and out, because like sheet metal, I don't know, you can get a decent fix on it once or twice, but if you start running bolts in and out of them every 5 minutes, then you're going to end up with a mess, I reckon. So you're better off going into something heavy. Come on up here. Up, 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 up. Come on. Good lad. A few of you asked about Rambo. Alright mate. It's my dog. Yeah. Alright then, I've got everything tacked up, and I've put a couple of ears on the rear section, and these mate with a lack of light here. Some plate that I welded. Oh, that looks messy on the camera. It's not that bad in real life. Some plate that I welded onto the side of the back, so those ears will slip over the plate, and I've yet to tap those. I've got to do that still, but it doesn't really matter. I could probably do that after a paint hit, to be honest, because the threads would need cleaning out anyway. I've got some expanding mesh now. The expanded steel mesh. It's quite heavy. It's like the heaviest you can get before you get onto the weld mesh. It's good stuff. Nice and strong. And I'm going to put that in the opening, so that'll go behind the rear window of the truck, so I can throw logs into the truck bed, and it's not going to smash the glass out the back of the cab. But you know, I'm always using the bar that was on there. I was always using that to put ropes around, and if I put the mesh straight in there, then obviously I can't put ropes around this and lash things to the back of the cab, you know. So if I put a cut out in the weld mesh, it's gonna saw through the rope, innit? Right, so what I've done is get a bit of like 5-inch pipe and segment it. So I've got quarters here, and I'm just gonna put the segments into the corners so I can get a rope around it without the rope getting shredded by the edges of the weld mesh. got the mesh in. What I did was put a bit of angle all the way around the edge, so that the mesh had something to sit in, and then after I finished doing that, it was still a bit flappy in the middle, so I put another bit of angle up and down, and then welded the mesh to that. Hopefully that'll be alright. It's not going to stop everything hitting the window, but you know, if I was to throw a scaffold pole in the back of the truck and it went straight into the mesh, I'm pretty sure the mesh would stretch even more and probably go through the window, but I'd just have to be careful with scaffold poles, wouldn't I? As we're done now, so all I'm going to do is put some paint on it. I'm quite excited because I found this Zinc 182. This is the official paint of Blink 182. It's actually where, no it's not, I'm lying, sorry. I used to use this with my dad. I remember seeing this. It used to be David Zinc 182, but the name's changed. It's just Zinc 182 now. But yeah, we used to put this on everything, like the bottom of cars and trailers and stuff. Anything that you didn't want to have to look at again for another 20 years, I suppose. It's a zinc loaded primer, but it's a really good one, right? And I found it again because I haven't seen it on the shelves for ages. You know, it's like it disappeared for 15 years or so, I suppose. But I'm going to stick that on it and then give it a top coat with blackboard paint, just because it's matte black and it's really hard wearing. And I'm going to have to do this with a brush at the minute. So I've got a compressor right now, and then we'll throw it on a truck and go and pick some wood up and see how well it works. So this is the front half of the roof rack installed. Quite happy with that. I don't know if I'm going to leave it like this most of the time and only put the rear section on as and when I need it, or vice versa, but this is intended to stay on the vehicle permanently now. There's no reason why I can't take it off. Obviously the bonded pads will have to stay on the vehicle unless I chop them off. You can use the cheese bar to get them off, but yeah, very pleased with that, and it's nice and solid. You know, alright. So I'm going to put the load liner back in before I put the rear half on. Well, I'm just going to give it a good clean out first. Obviously, can't put the load liner in with logs there. But more to the point, this gravel and sand is just going to eat the paint away. I mean, it has been doing so already. I hadn't realised it was so bad underneath the liner, to be honest. And there's a couple of rusty barnacles in places as well, so I'll get rid of them and just throw some primer on them. Clean it up a bit, clean the load liner up, then I'll put the load liner on. I'll have to cut the load liner at the corners and where the attachment points are for the back of the rear rack. Well, just about done then. I'll just throw some lumps of timber up there. I don't actually need to go and get any timber, so I'm not going to go out especially just to buy timber. I've got no concerns about this. It seems to be incredibly sturdy. Very nice. Yeah. This bit of wire there. That's what it looks like from up top. I like the mesh. Because it's black, you really can't. It doesn't really interfere with your view too much. You know, in the mirror. I don't actually have any timber as long as the roof rack around here to lay my hands on at the minute. It's just, you know, kind of silly, but that's because I haven't had a roof rack, I suppose. Now that I've got a lovely great big roof rack, there'll be 16-foot lengths of timber all over the place, won't there? Where'd you look at that? Anyway, hope you enjoyed this build, and I will catch you again very shortly. Please always like my videos, it helps a tremendous amount. And yeah, take it easy folks. If you've got any questions, just ask in the comments. Cheers, bye bye.